Hello, welcome to Authentic You. I am SeaJay Leapshire. I guess I'm the host of this podcast. I just realized I don't think I've introduced myself on any other podcast. I just started off. I'm here with my co-hosts and friends, Erika Myberg.
Hello, everybody.
And Deborah Giles.
Hi, guys.
And we are...
You're also our boss, by the way.
I am.
I don't know if you've forgotten between this podcast and
I'm not
the previous
Deborah's
one.
boss. I'm just her pastor.
You're my
There's also
elder
that.
by a year.
Yeah, you are her senior pastor.
Yes.
You are. That's true.
I lead her in so many ways. Yeah, you're older, and yet I'm your boss.
I lead you.
Oh, I don't think so.
I lead in wisdom, life experience on this planet.
That's true. That's
like
true.
that.
You are a lot older, so that makes sense. You are very
I'm way
old.
more mature.
Very old.
Mature.
I love
Let's just fight.
that I know the things that push her buttons. Today, we were taking a picture, and I said out loud, I'm a quarter of an inch taller than her. And then I said, because I knew she would react, she's shrinking faster than me.
Yes.
And she spun around like her head was on a swivel, like ready to fight me over her shrinking faster than me.
So rude. You can't say that to anybody in menopause because all we're trying to do is the opposite of what's happening to us.
I just felt so much joy in it because I'm talking out of my butt and she knows it. I don't know if I'm taller. And I don't think she's shrinking. Anyway, I'm sure everybody else found so much joy from that.
No, they did not. They feel for me.
They do. When I make fun of you on social media, I get all these comments like, oh, she's okay. I'm all, oh my gosh, she is fine. She is fine. She could take it. So on the drive in, I was thinking about how much I am influenced by influencers. So it used to be, and Banning used to get pretty mad at me because of how many different toilet bowl cleaners I would come home with, like a new system. Every time I went to Target, I would come home with a new system. This one is going to be the best system because you can actually flush the cleaner thing.
Yeah, I have that too.
Yeah.
I still have it. It's not, I don't think they sell it anymore, but it's still in the bottle.
You know, and then you get the one that's not flushable that you just shoot off and it goes into the trash can. Anyway, I've tried them all. The best one was when I had one that was like these little gooey gummy. They look like gummy things that you would just stick to the side of the toilet. And Banny would go in there like, what is this? I'm like, it's cleaning. It's doing its
and
work.
it actually never flushed away.
No.
It just got stuck.
Oh, really?
And it didn't actually clean anything or make anything smell better. Like it said it was going to. That one is a fake. The other ones I feel like did a good job. That one was a fake. Anyway, now that I don't actually go into grocery stores any longer, I just order everything online. I am absolutely influenced in stories by influencers. I mean, there are a couple influencers that whatever they use, I'm like, oh my gosh, I should get this. And then when I actually do buy them, I am shocked when they don't work. Like, what? Did my influencer lie to me? But I will say this. I have found one influencer who does not lie to me.
God.
No. Yes, he doesn't lie, but he's not on social media showing me what to buy clothing-wise.
Some people think he is. Who is it?
It's this girl that I can't remember her name, so it's only when she pops up do I get pretty excited. And she tells you what to wear, and she's got my body type.
How?
And I have been...
Oh, she looks like you?
Yeah, and she looks so cute and stuff I never would have thought I could wear. And then I order it, and everybody's like, oh my gosh. I'm
Really?
all, you can thank this girl because I literally just go and buy exactly what she was wearing.
Okay, you need to tell me when
You
wear
don't
that
look
next time.
like her.
No, when you are wearing the influencers.
Oh, I
clothes.
will. I will.
So I can see if there's a difference.
I don't think I'm going to show you or tell you.
Okay, when you started saying this, I was sitting here very prideful, thinking, oh my gosh, I don't get influenced by end caps, and I'm not on TikTok, and my kids say I don't even pronounce it correctly, so I mean, I don't even have the app, all the things.
TikTok?
Yeah, they say I say it weird. But then I realized, no, wait, I do. Like, so in my working out world, I have this one program that I follow. It's street parking, and I followed that for years, and it's amazing. I do it every day. Every once in a while, I think I need to cheat on my program with another program because, that they just promised, you're going to just be thinner, stronger, way sooner, and they have the answer. But I'm the queen of buying or signing up for a free week or a free trial or a $6.99 trial.
This is making me feel so much better in life.
Well, but here's the thing. A couple times I forget because usually I put a note in my calendar. Cancel before, blah, 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 because I have no intention of really following, really cheating on my other program. But I was like, I can play around a little bit, And then every once in a while I forget. And then I'm like a $38.99 charge. And I'm like, what? It is a whole, I get so angry. Who is this? Should I block my card? Cancel. And I did it the other day. There was this charge. I got this notification that my Cash App card denied somebody. And I'm like, who is this? My card was stolen. I totally canceled the card. I get a new card. Me and Rhaenyra are talking about it's just horrible. Somebody at 12:09 a.m. tried to charge my card, and they tried to do it again. And then quietly, I dug into my emails and I realized it was one of those cheater programs.
I love that you call them cheater programs.
I never once did a workout because I don't have time because I'm following my other program. But I did quietly tell him. But I didn't tell Cash App or anybody. I just got a new card. I told him.
Tell Cash App.
It was me. I found it.
You could have called Cash App.
It was me.
Hey, it
I
was
signed
me.
up. Yeah, but you know what I did? I blocked them, the company. I canceled. I got a new card. It's like, these are bad guys. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry.
This week I had a charge on my card for $94 at the dollar store in Missouri, and I literally had to sit and think, would Daniel have bought me for Valentine's $94 worth of stuff? And I was like,
in Missouri?
In Missouri. I'm like, yeah, I don't think that's him. I literally had to stop and think, and I had to cancel my card. Same thing. But I have done that many times when I can't get a hold of a company. I'm like, I'm sorry. I've tried to get a hold of you to cancel stuff. Yes. You're denied. Yeah, you're blocked. I have no idea what this is.
These bad people down in San Jose charging my card. Yes. Anyway, all that to say, I am also apparently influenced.
You are influenced with me.
Yes.
I just to be honest, so I also have done that. And Banning will often get on our family text thread and just start shooting out amounts. Whose is this? What is going on? Kids. And they'll be like, that's mine. Sorry, I'll send you the money for that. Blah, 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 blah. And all of a sudden he comes to this one. It's like $38.99 and for walk something. And I was all, oh no. Oh no. Just crickets. Nothing. I just quietly go on my phone and unsubscribe from a thing that it said. It's so embarrassing. It was like, in 2 days, you'll feel better. In 4 days,
walking around the block.
Your friends will notice. In 8 weeks, you'll be like 4 pounds.
They do the same with my programs. 1 week you're amazing. 2 weeks. By 6 weeks everybody's going to tell you. And I'm like, I've done this for years and it hasn't worked.
I sign up all the time and I never get any skinnier. Anyway,
yes.
Nobody owned up to the $38.99 and neither did I. I just unsubscribed.
I do that stuff in secret. There's many things that I don't confess to Renier. Like, this is why I have a Cash App card.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
yes.
like little amounts. That's why I sign up for the little programs because of $6.99. And because the big ones have to go on the checking account, and I don't want to confess.
Yes. Well, and I also didn't want Banning to know what walk meant because we have a treadmill in our room that I forced him to bring from my parents, and I've never walked on it. And I won't let him move it because what if I want to?
It's a great clothes hanger. You hang your clothes over it.
And I just have it in there. And then, so if he would have known I got a walk fit.
Oh my God.
Anyway, I sure hope Banning doesn't listen to this podcast. I'll be outed for my Walk Fit app.
Oh my gosh.
I can't believe I confessed that. That's been like my secret that I haven't told anybody. I actually have more stories that are coming back to me of things I bought that's just going to stay hidden. Nobody needs to know.
Next podcast.
So we are doing in this series, pulling it back in, guys. We got this. Stories of women. Our last podcast, we had Megan Skimmel on. Learned how to say her name correctly.
Good job.
Skimmel. And her story is so powerful of what God did. And today we have Dana Regules with us. Say hello, Dana.
Hello.
And it's a little bit of a cheat because she works with us.
True.
Me and her actually.
She is my boss.
Yes, we actually do this together. But her story, I would never have known till I started to work with her. Once again, like it's just amazing to me what God can do. Mm-hmm. So she has a powerful story of God's redemption, of him restoring and going after dreams and just the goodness of God. And once again, I think what a therapist would tell her she could achieve in life is not at all the level of what she's walking in now. Now, I believe in therapy. Big fan of therapy, big fan of all of it. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that without God, can we truly achieve all the greatness and goodness that is out there for us from him? So, we also have a little tidbit for you.
Here's a juicy, amazing thing is that my son is getting married to Dana's daughter.
True story.
Next month on March 28th is their wedding, and it's been coming a long time.
Yep.
He's liked her for a very long time.
Yes. It took her a little bit to catch on.
Yes.
But then switch flipped.
Yes, and now
it's been full speed ahead.
We're full speed ahead, and we couldn't be more excited. We're so excited.
I keep trying to figure out how to marry one of my kids into their family because I feel jealous that they get to be blood family and I'm not in a blood family with them. And
we'll adopt
we're
you.
adopting.
I'll
you.
just gonna graft in. Deborah, you can too. It'll be fine.
It's true.
It'll be fine. I know. I'm like, they're running out of kids to marry and all mine think they know what they want. I'm like, come on. I could hook some people up here if you would just listen to me. But no, whatever. It is pretty cool to watch from the outside to see friends become family like this. It's been pretty beautiful to see like just a God story with that.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
I think, this is totally off topic. Shocker that I would take us somewhere. But at this stage of life, as your kids start to get married, one of the biggest things you start to think about is your in-laws. And like, how am I going to do this well? I don't want to be at odds with in-laws. I want to be able to walk with them and be excited for grandkids with them and it not ever feel like a competition, but actually hey, we're doing this together. And so getting to watch you two, I'm like, oh, this is so beautiful. Like this would be such a dream situation, like your hearts are the same for your kids.
Yeah.
You know each other that way. So.
Yeah.
Random.
It's awesome.
It's a great, great gift for sure.
You're extra spoiled because her daughter married someone whose son is also a part of our church.
Yes.
So she has double amazing in-laws.
Coming from another country who is in this country without any family, our perspective is that God is growing our family. And he's completely, of course, into who he brings to us. And so for us, these two families that we are now connecting to, my belief is that God knew this and there's a future for us all together.
Yes, I agree.
And that it's just a show of his great mercy and his great kindness and love for us to connect us with these families. Anyway, so we are very, very humbled by the people who he has brought to us, and the family is very excited about the future. And
I would
very
like to throw
humbled by
in,
it.
I do have 2 sons still. So you have another daughter, Erika.
I do have one more, yeah.
And I have a daughter, SeaJay.
I
And I know you have a
know.
son. So we do have at least a chance.
There's always a
of
chance.
us
all be
more
family.
connection, guys.
Okay
We're
with arranged marriages.
no. So it's not over yet.
I mean, Raya's a little older than Wesley, but I think
Hey,
he would
I'm
be an
older than
interesting
Daniel.
match.
Yeah.
Like, they would be
Oh.
pretty funny
Yeah,
together.
watch out. Watch out. That would
they
be-
could take over the world.
They really would. They really would.
Maybe not for good, but for something. They could do something.
Yes.
Yeah. Wesley is, just so you all know, my favorite of Deborah's kids. I love the other two, but Wesley is so out of the box.
He's my wild one.
You just never know what that kid's going to do, and so I love him. That
Yeah.
was Raya too. So
Yeah.
it's wonderful. I love kids like that. You're like, I'm sorry, I don't know what they're going to say to you. I mean, I thought Erika's kids were going to pass out when Raya, a term of endearment for her, saw Erika and said, "Hi ho."
I know.
Wow.
They like, but my youngest who was best friends with her when they were younger. She's like, Raya, it's my mom. You can't say that to her.
And Raya's like, "That's a good thing." Like,
I
I
don't
tell
know.
everybody I love they're a hoe. That's like what you do. I'm all,
I'm like, I'm a worse person, and that's a bad word, except if you're on a farm.
yeah. Oh, that's true.
You're not on a farm, so.
Yeah. And I have just given up in life where I just sit there and like, yeah, you got to deal with it. I guess you're a hoe now. It is what it is. Anyway, back to Dana and her life. We're way too comfortable with you. When we have guests we don't know, we're very well behaved. And today we're
This
not.
is the real us.
This is reality. So Dana,
Yes.
talk to us about your life.
Okay, thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Really nice, and I'm honored to be here. I was raised by a single mom. My mom was actually living in Berkeley, and she was like a Berkeley hippie flower child. She had me, and she was raised Jewish. She's Jewish, and she didn't know the Lord at all, and just kind of had a wild life, and I was raised by her. Very different from my lifestyle now.
Yes.
So, yeah, it was a journey. I had a traumatic event as a child. I was burned in a fire when I was 5, so I spent the majority of my childhood actually in the hospital. I had like 28 surgeries, all kinds of things like that.
So crazy.
And then when I was 15 years old, my mom accepted the Lord. She had a radical salvation experience where she went from being like a drug addict, hippie, to loving the Lord, delivered from everything in one day. It was one of those miracle salvations. And I hated it because I had been raised by like the cool mom, the party mom, all of that. And then all of a sudden she loved the Lord and she wanted to be a mom. And I was like, no.
Yeah, I bet. That's crazy. Yeah.
And I was very strong-willed, determined, and I wanted to do my own thing. So it was a battle of the wills for a while. And I did a lot of things, followed in my mom's footsteps, really.
Yeah.
And then when I was 18, my mom died. So I was an only child, raised by her. After she accepted the Lord, she did get married, but I didn't have a great relationship with who she married. So she passed, and I was just kind of alone. And I was 18, and I went to a full gospel businessmen's dinner. I don't know if you guys remember those, but someone took me to that, and I accepted the Lord.
Oh, wow.
At 18. So that's where I got saved. I wouldn't say I had the miracle salvation like my mom.
Yes, yes.
Like it was a process for me to
Yeah.
walk it out. And But I was taken in by a woman at the church, Fran, my booba, that
her
I've told you
booba.
guys about.
Yes.
Yeah. Her and my mom used to pray for me.
Wow.
Pray for my salvation. So I might cry today, by the
Yeah,
way,
you
too.
do.
Yes.
You cry away.
I was talking to my husband last night, and he said, it's a good thing it's called Authentic You, because you're probably going to cry.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So I started going to church and serving the Lord. I had a lot of hurt. I had a lot of loneliness and just a lot of things that I needed to healing in.
Yeah.
That was also a long time ago. Like, the church that we went to was great, but it wasn't really good at like emotional healing, awareness. I was back in the generation where everyone just kind of stuffed down all their feelings and you just pretend like everything's okay. You're not really talking about your issues and you're just walking through. So I went through a lot of just like growth and relationship with the Lord. I feel like it's taken me a long time to get where I am. So, but because of how I was raised, I always wanted a family. Like I had the dream of the perfect family, get married, have the family, and I just longed so much for a family unit. So I did get married. I've been married 34 years, I think, 34 years, I married a great guy, and I wanted babies.
Yes.
And we went through a 7-year infertility journey. So that was a very long process.
Absolutely.
And there was a lot of heartache in that process because I felt like all I really wanted was a family. I didn't have like big dreams and aspirations to like be in the ministry, to be a businesswoman. Like my dream was to have a family. So we went through a lot of sad times during that infertility. And one of the things that I used to always think about, I would always evaluate myself. Like, why is this not happening? Why can't I get pregnant? Why, do I not have enough faith? All the Christian things went through my mind. Like, did I do something wrong? Is it because I have a terrible past? Am I not forgiven? Do I not have enough faith? Do I need to learn some lesson? What's the lesson in here that I have to learn? Just like going through all of that. So, and I think we do that, especially as women.
Oh, yes.
In seasons of delay.
Yeah.
We're, questioning ourselves,
Absolutely.
questioning all the things we believe and why we believe what we believe. And when you're trying for a family too, it's super emotional.
Yeah.
So that was a really long journey. Then, surprise, we had triplets.
It wasn't enough for just one.
No, we went through an in vitro process. We did it 3 times, and then we got pregnant with triplets, which was, a miracle and just so good. I used to always tell my husband, when I get pregnant, I'm going to run on top of the roof and scream at the top of my lungs because I'm so happy. But what I actually did was just sit on the couch and sob. And it was just like this relief of like, oh, it's okay. Like, it's all been worth it. It was okay.
Yes. And wasn't it your last chance?
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I had my girls at 35, so I always tell people I had advanced maternal age stamped on every page of my chart. And I was like, my God, you guys, I'm not 90. Like, I'm 35.
Well, now they call it geriatric pregnancy.
Okay, well, that
Could you
was
imagine
me.
if that was marked? My friends have had it. I'm like, seriously? I'm geriatric? Like, what are you doing to me? Like, I'm not that old.
Yeah. So there was that. And then I had 3 girls, which are great. I have Marielle, who's marrying Ruben, and then Marissa, who just got married in July. 2 weddings within a year, same as Erika.
Yes.
Oh, my
So
gosh.
we're like a little emotionally unstable. But,
And poor.
And financially unstable. But,
exactly.
It is what it is.
Yeah. So, but one of the things that I was thinking about, like you had asked me times where I know that the Lord has like redeemed things or
Yes.
spoken to me. And when my girls were 15 and they were having just really life-changing God encounters. And they were experiencing the Lord, and I was driving them all over to meetings, and it was just a beautiful time. And I can remember I was driving home one night, and the Lord said to me, "This is why."
Wow.
And he said, "This is why your babies were born when they were born. You thought it was all about you. You thought it was like something you were missing or not doing, but the Lord was just so kind to say they had to be born exactly when they were born to experience me this way right now." And so I think one of the things that we do a lot is we make it all about us in our walk with the Lord. Like, you know, there's such a bigger picture than what we think it is.
Yeah.
I was so like self-focused on what I needed to change, do, or whatever, and it really wasn't about that. And so just remembering that there's such a bigger picture than what I'm experiencing and why I'm experiencing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you're saying that God's timing is perfect.
Yes, even though I didn't understand
Yes,
it, and it was
yes.
Or
very
agree
hard.
with it. I mean,
No,
come on.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
no,
Yes.
I didn't agree with it.
Yeah.
And so it was just, it was a moment for me
Yeah.
that was so special with the Lord, and I really felt redemption in that moment.
Wow.
And so, yeah, that was
Also,
exciting.
the fact I have thought when you told me we were working together, when you told me your mom died at 18, and at the time I had a kid around that age, and it was like the reality of just picturing them alone.
Yeah,
I mean, just absolutely alone.
yeah,
And it was so like I looked at you as the woman you are and thought at 18 she was alone. Like she
Yeah.
just experienced a horrible tragic loss. And I've heard so much about Booba. I feel like I've met her, but I actually realized I've never met her, but I feel
Yeah.
like I have. And just even the goodness of God, even in
Yes.
the midst of you not following him,
yeah,
he brought her in.
yeah,
And I just those moments, I'm like, man, we'd never see it in the moment.
Yeah.
Of how he's like, watch me
Yeah.
do this, Dana.
yeah.
Watch me.
She's a little 4'11" Italian Nana, and we're still so connected
Yeah.
today. She's family for me, but it was the Lord that brought us together, and she has loved me unconditionally
Yeah.
through every season of my life. It's been one of my most beautiful relationships.
It amazes me, and that's been one of the things that has just made me step back and think, God, your kindness overwhelms me.
Yeah,
Like, your kindness overwhelms me. Like, you weren't left alone. Like, I don't know from watching my kids. I mean, my kids just had to put our dog down, and it was
Yeah.
like the end of the world. And
Yeah.
I'm like, what would they have done if it was me?
yeah,
And they didn't even have each other. It just like these
Yeah.
moments make me
No.
look at you and go, I know God was with her
Yeah.
and what he did because otherwise, how do you make it through?
yeah.
You know?
That was really hard for me because she was my only family.
Yes.
So that was really difficult. And I had a lot of regret, because of the way I was living. And that was actually the hardest part for me. So that was really.
How did you walk that out? The regret? Like, what did the Lord do? How did you process through that to get to a spot?
I think I realized that my mom loved me unconditionally. So it was actually, I'm going to get emotional, but after she passed, I found a note that she had left.
Oh,
And
gosh.
it was just like so sweet. It was like, I love the people that live here. And she had my name. It was just me and her,
Yeah.
And it was just a moment of healing that my mom was always, because of my childhood and everything I went through, even though my mom wasn't a Christian and all of that, she loved me so well.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she was always with me. And so even though I rebelled
Yeah.
after she got saved, I always knew that she loved me, and
Yeah.
she knew I loved her too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have actually was at the hairdresser last week, and her mom passed away when she was a teenager. And she talks about how she wished her mom would have journaled or done something for her. And now she actually had a baby and then twins a year later. She's 3 under 3. And she's done some journaling before she had the twins. And it's a little crazy, but she was kind of, I said, oh, why are you journaling so much? It's wild. You have 3 kids under 3. And she was talking about that she wished it would have been for her with her mom. And I just think you don't realize until it's gone. Like even that little note that your mom wrote, how big it was to you in that moment, and how God knew you needed that note for the future, and the beauty of that is really amazing. Really amazing.
Yeah, and it's the other thing is it's like I never knew my mom as an adult. Like she didn't know me as an adult. So I believe she does, though. I believe that the Lord shows her videos of me or something.
Absolutely.
I've lost some pretty key people in my life that I feel there's been a couple moments that I feel like it's almost like the Lord lets them see a glance. Like, do you see what she's doing? And I almost feel like he's like, Papa's proud right now. Or, your brother David gets it.
Yeah.
And so I think she totally sees you.
Yeah.
I have a question, Dana, maybe a bit deeper, but I was thinking, like you grew up without a dad, and then you had a mom a little bit of your life, but, they say all of us, we grow up with a view of Father God, and then Holy Spirit, it's like our mom, and then, we all in some way, nobody grows up with a perfect view, and so part of getting to know him is to get to know him as a father without, so how did you walk that out with having no this is actually, the reason I'm asking is your life is a very clear example of you grew up without a dad. So you had no real concept, but all of us, of course. This is a journey in life, and some of us take a very long time and forever. I feel like I'm on that journey too until I see Jesus.
Yeah.
And when it comes to, I have a father in the home, but I had a very distant, not involved dad. So I feel like I still walk that out, like with my view of the Father, heart of God. And anyway, how did you walk that out?
I feel like that's been a long journey for me. My father was absolutely absent.
Yeah.
I met him twice in my life. So I didn't really have a relationship with him at all. And I think that has been a process for me with the Lord of learning to believe that he's there for me, that he loves me.
Yes.
And I would say I'm still walking it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what I think is so amazing is her husband
Yes.
and her family
Yes.
are so loving, are so accepting of people, are so a safe place to land for, I couldn't even begin to count the amount of people who would call you guys family.
Yeah.
And who would show up. And so for me, it's like the grace of God and just him in your lives to do something you never even knew. Like you weren't recreating anything. You're building something from scratch.
Yeah.
She didn't even know what it looked like.
Yeah,
to do
our
that.
girls were raised in a household completely different
Right.
than we were. So,
Yeah.
but it was obviously the Lord raising them in church, us being in church. I mean,
Yeah.
completely different lifestyle. My husband was raised in church.
Oh.
I was the wild child. So, but yeah.
That's what I would ask you in terms of like your mom's not around. You were raised with a non-Christian mom until a certain time. Then she passes. You don't have a dad, but you've raised incredible kids and you have an
Right.
incredible marriage and you've built this incredible legacy. How did you do that? Because I think of people listening who
This is what I mean,
right?
people.
Like
Yes.
people who are listening who say like I don't have any of the tools either. Like I don't know. What were some of the tools? Obviously you didn't have
Yes.
social media back in the day to get on and like what were you obviously you said being in church, being around people, but like were there tools that you had to help you in that process?
Honestly, well, obviously church. I mean, we've very faithful to church, always took our kids to church, constantly involved. We've always served in church. So it's always been a priority. One of my daughters has special needs. So I had them in a school, a very small school where I went every day and worked at the school with them. I think keeping them close and just wanting so much to have a healthy family. And I mean, I've made mistakes. I think as moms, we're always so hard on ourselves. Like I look back at some of the things I did, and it's honestly the grace of God and Holy Spirit leading. I mean, I can look back at specific times raising the girls where I had no clue what to do. And Holy Spirit would show me something like, she's afraid of this or afraid of that. So I think it's honestly saying yes to what the Lord puts before you, being faithful in big things and little things. And also one of the things I think is admitting mistakes with your kids. You know, times where I failed, I would apologize and things like that. But trying to have open communication, praying, I mean, all those things.
Even you having a marriage that is thriving. Like, you look at so many...
We've had seasons that weren't thriving.
Yes.
Just put that out there.
Yes. But, I mean, what? What? I've always felt perfectly in love every day. I've never felt irritated or, you know, whatever. But when you haven't had an example of how to fight for your marriage, yet you fought for your marriage through bad times.
Well, a lot of it, I would also say, is community.
Yes.
I mean, absolutely. There were times, I have said this, I probably shouldn't say it on a podcast, but there were times in my marriage, if I had a mom, I probably would have left and gone to my mom. You know, like, I mean, I wouldn't leave my kids, and I don't know that I really would have done it, but I wanted to. I wanted to escape. I wanted to, you know, take the easy way. And I think one of the important things that I tell people all the time is when you're married with your kids, with your husband, there's seasons. And I think we have seasons that are great, and then we hit really hard seasons, and then a lot of people want to give up. But it's if you weather the season will change.
Wow.
And just because we hit a season doesn't mean it's going to be like that forever. So I feel like I have weathered seasons and we've stayed together. It has made us stronger. But yeah, it's not always easy for sure. But community, having support, you know, we've grown so much even since we've been at this church.
Yeah.
We went through financial collapse years ago. We've gone through a lot of things in our lifetime. And I feel just what we've learned here, what we've learned in community has kept us going and kept us alive and restored a lot of things in our life.
It's
awesome.
amazing. It's such an honor to know you because honestly, before you shared any of your story with me, you felt like what I had always thought the mom I wanted to be was, even though you're not old enough to be my mom. But I like just watching, I was like, oh man, that's what I would have wanted family to look like for me. And then when you told your story, I was like, how did you figure out how to do it? Because I didn't walk with only a single mom. I didn't have medical trauma I had to work through. And I've worked really hard at a family, and I still think you've done it better. And so I'm like, you know, like that to me, that's just the beauty of God in your life and how you've walked with them. I think my family's fine. That's not a negative.
No.
It's what my family's supposed to be. But I look at what you did, and in my mind, oh, well, she must have had a great example. And she's just building on this great example and just it's better and better. And no, you started from scratch.
It's honestly the grace of God, you know, in everything that we do. It's like, I was thinking about this, and it's like, I really can't take the credit. I mean, there's been decisions and things that I've done, but it's honestly just the grace of God and Him helping us through for sure.
Yeah, so good.
I think it's interesting. I think we have a tendency, especially as women, to fill in the dots and fill in storylines. Like, oh, she must have it easy. Oh, she must have a great family. Oh, her kids must have been easy. Oh, she must have, gotten pregnant really easy, and she got triplets, and I've had to, I haven't been able to have kids, and all these things that you can fill in dots until you hear the story and you realize that there's no residue. And I think sometimes you talk to people and their story has residue, and you're like, ooh, you went through the hard stuff and you're here, but I'm feeling like there's still unwholeness, and there's still maybe a resentment or like an excuse for showing up the way they show up. But I think the beauty of it is, and I would agree with SeaJay on this, in knowing you, Dana, that you show up so well. You show up with 100% wholeness, and it is very odd because you would think that you must have lived in a very whole life to have this, and your kids are very whole. And I just think looking at it, it's the beauty, as we've said over and over in this podcast, but it's the beauty of what God can do beyond therapy, beyond what the world offers. God finishes it all up. He makes it well and beautiful and whole. And I just love that. And so I love that when we fill in those dots, they're not always true. And it's an excuse for us not to show up in our own lives and let God do the work that we need to do.
Absolutely. That's so good. It's an excuse for us not to show up because they have it better or easier. I've never done that, Deborah, but I'm sure you have. That was a good moment for you to grow. Good job.
Receive it. Thank you.
Good job. I'm so glad I have it together.
And honestly, I think I do try really hard, but there is residue, right? We all have some residue, and it's a constant thing. It's a constant coming before the Lord, realizing who we are and letting Him do it through us. I've always said that I believe in the power of yes. I have purposed in my heart to say yes to things that the Lord has put before me. Little things, big things, things maybe I don't want to do, but I feel like the Lord's asking me to do, to say yes. And so I've kind of lived my life by that and feel like there's a power in my yes, but then I've also come to the point where it's like, oh, it's not my yes anymore. There are things now where it's just the Lord in me saying yes. I can't even take credit for my yes. Do you know what I mean? It's not about me necessarily choosing it, but just letting Him say yes through me. So
you are such a beautiful example. I think that the trauma and some of the pain and the things, like you say, it's a journey until we see Jesus and face to face, because He brings healing, but some of it is the only way that we are okay and good is when we are so close to Him and so dependent on Him because of the things. It's not like you're walking around with a big black hole. He has filled that up. However, because of the depth of what we walk through, the only way we're really okay is being so close to Him. And I think it's by design. Because people, that's again, we talk about people sometimes in the church have a perception of it, there should be nothing left. You should get healed and it's like it never happened. However, there's just things that you will never forget, and they are scars. However, He is intimately familiar with scars. And it just keeps us tender and very close to His heart until we see Him face to face, and then it will be gone. Until then, we walk out this life very dependently on Him, and you can have a full life and a satisfying life. However, you know the depth of that, and you know the depth of when you see Him face to face, what He would make complete and whole. It's exciting.
Oh, so good. Well, thank you so much
for
sharing.
It's incredible.
Yes. Shedding tears with us.
And tears of laughter, tears of emotions.
We do it all. This was a roller coaster we took you on this time. I don't know if anybody thought it was as funny as I did, but man, that was funny for me. So sorry, everyone. I might be overtired, but if you want to see a picture of my treadmill, just let me know. I will send it to you, and it'll be a good day. All right. Well,
thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of the Authentic You podcast. Be sure to follow us on socials, and like anything else, Jesus Culture Podcast Network is easy to find, and we'd love to hear what God's doing in your lives or what your thoughts are on what we talked about today. So comment or message us. Share today's episode with a friend, and if you haven't already, go back and binge seasons 1 and 2. You can find us on jesusculture.com or anywhere where you listen to podcasts.